Make sure that you're complete before anybody comes in case they leave and you feel like half a woman. So make sure that you have done all of the things to establish who you are. Likewise to the gentlemen, that you've made those achievements and complete in yourself enough that you are secure to make sure that you can take care of a family and be able to leave an inheritance. So there has to be a challenge, and I'm careful about requests that we don't just ask amiss, and then we ask God for things we can't maintain. You gotta know why you want to do things, I feel. You gotta know why that you want to engage in things that it's very difficult for you to maintain the process of the things you want. Because it's not often the things, it's the process. It's the process in getting and the process in maintaining that makes it difficult for you to sustain things. So you gotta be careful that you can handle what it takes to endure what it is God has given you. Lord, I want it, but can I handle what it takes to maintain it? Now, I know you're all-sufficient, omni-God. You give me the need for one. You'll take care of needs for one, and you will supply it. But the maintenance of keeping up what you've given me, I've got to have the will and the tenacity, the fervor and the vigor to want to endure the process of dealing with the daily maintenance. It's not just getting those fabulous things, it's knowing how to care for what it is you got so that it will last and that it will maintain its value. That's why I'm appreciative of anybody that knows how to take care of somebody they love. Because if you take care of who you love, they will maintain their value to you. And you will never treat them lower than what they're worth. But if you treat them like they're rare, then they'll remain expensive. But if you treat them common and just like anybody else, you will demean and lower their value. And if you become comfortable with who it is that's loving you, and so comfortable that you adjust to the pain and you endure it longer than you should endure, then you have helped them to decrease your worth and helped them to lower your value. How in the world did you get in a place to build such intimacy and such time with individuals that still don't know how much you're worth? And I would think that as long as you've been with me and as good as you've been to me, that you are valuable and important to me. But then in fact that if I've been with you too long, and as long as I've been with you, that the more I'm with you, the less you appreciate me, then I've been with you too long. So I don't want to be here any longer than you want me to be here, because I don't want there to be questions about you knowing how much I am worth. But there was something strange here about Pharaoh, but something unique about the body. Because I was thinking about something. I went to watch one of these shows. I went to a movie one time, and I can't remember particularly what movie, but I do remember what the gentleman said. So the Caucasian gentleman said, you know, these slaves, he called them another word. He said, these individuals, so to speak, for lack of a better word to be appropriate, he said that these folk, he said, you know, they could kill us at any time. He said, they could really take us over and they could be free at any time. But the mindset of them, the people, they don't know how to be free. They don't know what to do with their liberty. They don't know how to handle being let out of the cage. They're used to somebody whipping them. They're used to somebody hollering at them. They're acclimated to this kind of abuse, and their mindset is so embedded with that abuse that even though they're free, they're still bound. That even though we can let them out, they can roam around, they'll always come back for fear of what we will do. We were always weaker, the man said. We always had less strength than them, you know. But we had mind control. We had influence. We had the power to make them believe they wasn't worth nothing. God help the person that made you feel like you wasn't worth nothing. God deal with every spirit of influence that crippled your self-esteem, that made you settle for people that did not know the word. God help us today that we are conformed to something that is not a part of who we are. I want you to understand the process. This is not not a genderized situation, but I would use the feminine pretense simply because in the masculinity here, or in the masculine form, the man is not the most significant one. It is not the strength in the text. It is not the power of the text. It does not initiate it where the liberty comes from. But it comes from who we fought against, and we've argued about Mother Eve and her disobedience to her husband. Then we talk about some issues, and then that with Sarah who laughs at God. But then it took a stubborn group of women to produce life for the body and to fulfill what a man was too fearful to do. Pharaoh says something to the midwife. He commands them that are in charge with helping with the birth process, that if these Hebrew women give birth to these males, if they give birth to these males, I want you to find them and cut off their testicles. I want you to end their life and kill the firstborn sons. But however, now these midwives who help to produce birth, that's why whoever is on the other end of the process you're going through that is supposed to help moderate or help supply or help to produce whatever it is God has given you, be careful who you put in charge of what God has given you, because either they'll kill it or they'll help it to live. Anything about your life, you're on the other side of what I birthed. You come in at the end of my process and you kill everything that God has put in you. You need to deal with people that have been there from the beginning and have you at heart, that will help you to endure a labor so that it won't be hard, and so that whatever it is you're birthing is going to live. But what I appreciate about the strength and the mindset of the Hebrew women say to the midwives, we don't need you to help us to give birth. We're going to give birth on our own. What that got to do with us, prophet? That if I got to depend on you to facilitate the dreams that God has given me, if I got to rely on you to be there for me, then I will not survive in this environment. So I have learned how to adjust my feelings, and I put my body in a position that whatever God's going to do, He's going to do it with or without you. And if I don't have no help, I'm going to make it. I'm going to finish school. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to take care of my children. I'm going to pay the rent. Because if I've got to wait for you to fulfill what God has put in me, it ain't going to ever happen. I'm going to have this